Good morning, or good afternoon. Good afternoon, depending on where you are located at. And thank you all for joining me for the relaunch of Money Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I pressed pause for a second to work on some other projects, which I will be sharing in more detail with you in the near future. But nevertheless, I am back. And since it has been a while, let me reintroduce myself to some of you. My name is Michelle Robinson, and I am the wealth strategist. My mission is to bring wealth and value into the world. And so today on Money Monday, I am going to be sharing with you a few things that are top of mind for me. But for those of you who may be new to this broadcast, I will be talking about all things related to money, the economy, and wealth. So today, I'm about to get started, and there are three topics that I want to talk about today. Normally, I will not have this many topics that I'll be talking about, but since it has been a while, there are three pressing things that are on the top of my mind that I want to talk about. And that is Q1, because whether or not you realize this, we are at the end of Q1. Want to talk about taxes and Social Security. And so before I get too far into this, I need you all to click like and share and invite some other people in your network to tune in. All right. So are you all ready to get into it today? I am so excited. I don't think I've been on a live. Well, actually I have. I do my prayer and Bible study, but I don't think I've been on a business live at all in 2023. And if I have, it was like in January. So I am super excited to talk to you all about money today. All right, so let's check in for Q1. Can you all believe that today, Monday, March 27th, is the last Monday in Q1? Yes, that is right. It is the last Monday of the quarter. We are headed into the fourth month of 2023. It is going to be April, I believe, like Friday. All right. We have just went through this, the first 3 months of this year so fast. And I want to check in with everybody to see how you are doing, because it is custom all over the world, specifically in the United States, for people to set goals, resolutions, whatever it is that you want to call it, in the beginning of the year. And so as we are at the end of Q1, it's time for us to assess those goals that we all set in the beginning of the year. It's time to go back and think about whether or not you're on the right path. Do you need to make some adjustments? Listen, I know that for some people, the goals that you set at the beginning of the year are a distant memory. Life started lifing for some people, as we entered into 2023, and some of those goals just went to the back burner. All right. It happens. It happens to everybody at some point in time. But I want to encourage each and every one of you that all is not lost. Even if you ran into 2023 and you had these huge goals that you set, even if week 2, you forgot all about them, you laid them to the side, You stop trying to eat healthy. You stop, for whatever reason, you stop trying to get out of debt. Something came up, your attention went somewhere else. You became distracted. Listen, all is not lost. This is the perfect time for you to go back to your goals and to get started again. Get started again. The key is not to quit. You can only fail if you quit and you don't keep on moving forward. Many people are off track because we set goals and we did not have a strategy. Listen, it is a marvelous thing to set goals. It is a marvelous thing to create all of these beautiful, gorgeous vision boards that so many of us create. Those things are wonderful. But if you don't have a strategy, then it's going to be very difficult for you to accomplish the goals that you set. So, here, as we are sitting here talking and we are at the end of Q1, I need each and every one of you to go back, revisit your goals. If you did not have a strategy that you put in place to accomplish your goals, this is the perfect time for you to create a strategy. Put actions and timelines in place. Schedule recurring time to review your goals to make sure that you are on track. Listen, you can do this. When I learned the technique of creating a strategy, not just setting these robust goals, but when I learned how to create a strategy to actually help me execute my goals, that was a game changer for me. So I want you all to create a strategy. If you need some assistance, inbox me. That's part of what I do is help people create strategies for their life. I am a strategist. That is my gift that God has given to me, is to be a strategist. You can do this. Another thing I want to say real quickly before I move on to taxes as it relates to your goals is this. Your goals are your goals. Do not allow other people to put you in a box. That is one of the greatest challenges I would say that I had to face this year. As some of you know, I quit my very good paying C-suite position to operate in my business full time. And there are people who think they know how I should run my business. There are people who think they should know what I should be prioritizing. But guess what? I had a strategy. I have a strategy. I have goals. You need to focus on your vision, your goals, and do not get distracted by what other people's expectations are for you. You got this, all right? All right, let's move into taxes. Let's move into taxes. Everybody knows that we are in tax season. And if you don't know, that is a problem. Shame on you. But we are in tax season. And there was a time where I probably would have used the terminology that we are in the midst of tax season, but we have surpassed being in the midst of tax season. In fact, we are coming to the end of tax season, with tax day being on Tuesday, April the 18th this year. So for those of you who have not filed, and I am definitely in that number, you need to get those taxes done. You need to get them complete. If you're not going to meet that April 18th deadline, you need to go ahead and get that extension in so that you are on track as it relates to filing your taxes. But that is not really what I wanted to talk to you about today as it relates to taxes. What I really want to discuss with you is really speaking to those of you who qualify for a tax refund. If you are going to get a tax refund, which so many people should be getting them, If you are specifically a W-2 employee, you should be getting a refund. It is a myth that you shouldn't get tax refund and the only people who get tax refunds are lower income people. Absolutely not true. Because first of all, if you are a W-2 employee, you need to have a home-based business so that you can begin living your life like a business. So you can begin to write off things which will decrease your tax liability. So critical, so important. You do not have to be low income. I remember being foolish at one point in time in my life and almost boasting and thinking I had bragging rights for owing the IRS as a W-2 employee. No, that's foolish. You are letting the government basically rob you of what belongs to you. Whole nother topic. But nevertheless, my point is I'm speaking to those of you who qualify for a refund. This is the perfect opportunity for you to identify a place to put your money and create wealth. Getting a tax refund is not the time to go out and to buy an expensive purse, to start buying your kids game systems that they don't need when they should be reading books, buying devices, just wasting money, unless you got it like that. If you financially free, you debt free, you've been investing your money in different vehicles and you got it like that and you have a tax return, girl, sir, go ahead and reward yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. I am the first to say to enjoy the fruit of your labor is biblical. I believe that Solomon said that it is good in the eyes of the Lord. It's a good thing for us to enjoy, to eat, drink, and enjoy the fruit of our labor. It's all good. You should, if you have your money right. Okay. But for those of you who have been talking about financial freedom, getting out of debt, all these different things, if you get a tax refund, this is the perfect opportunity for you to identify a place, a vehicle that you can put your money in to create wealth. I don't care what your situation is. If you get a tax refund, you have money to invest in yourself. What do I mean by that? There are some people who have spent their tax refund before they even got it. Honey, they've already spent it in their mind. They're like, I got to do this. I got to pay this bill. I got to do that. I'm behind in this. And let me say this to you, and this is probably unpopular opinion, but if you already like behind and you struggling with your money, it's not going to hurt you at all to take some of your tax refund, which was not guaranteed money, and invest it in your future. It's not going to break you. What's going to break you is continuing to do the same thing over and over again and continuing to get the same poor result, to get the same result of poverty and living from check to check. I believe that there's a saying that says when you continue to do the same thing over and over again, that's insanity, specifically when you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're not getting a good result. So take a portion of your refund and invest in yourself. And let me tell you a couple of things that you can invest in as far as your tax refund that can help you begin to create that foundation of building wealth. First and foremost, if you are bad with money and you are struggling with money, one of the first things that you need to invest in for yourself is a financial education. Need to invest in a financial education. If you are going to ever break the bondage of debt and break the bondage of poverty, you need to have an understanding of how money works. What is it? What it can do? How do you master it? Because one of the things that I teach is we have to get beyond managing our money and get to a place where we begin to master our money. We should be telling our money what to do. Our money should not be dictating our decisions. Our money should not be controlling us. So get a financial education. Get some good books that you can read. There are courses that you can take on financial literacy. There are coaches, wealth strategists, all of these different individuals who have mastered the art of finances and money who can help you. I recommend that you take some money and invest in your financial education. The second thing that you can do is pay off or pay down your debt. Last year, sometime, I did a Money Monday that was very specific to debt. Debt is bondage. When you owe people and companies money, you are essentially enslaved to that company and to that individual. Okay. That has a very negative impact beyond like your credit on you and on your life and on your choices. One of the biggest keys to financial freedom is being debt free. And I understand that there's dialogue and there's a difference between good debt and bad debt and all this different stuff. I'm talking about all of these credit cards and loans that many people have as debt. Listen, the system is rigged to keep us in debt. Why do you think that your mailboxes are always filled with offers for credit cards and loans and all of these different things to get you to essentially sign a contract where some company gives you money at a high interest rate and they keep you in debt? And listen, this is a key sign that what I'm saying is true. The more debt that you have, the more offers you keep getting. Make it make sense. Why would a company want to keep on giving you credit when you already in debt? Because the goal is to keep you in debt. So with your tax refund, go ahead and start eliminating some of that debt. I can assist you with that. I can help you get out of debt in 9-10 years or less, including your mortgage, without you paying anything additional than you're already paying in most cases. All right. Okay. Get life insurance. Too many of us don't have life insurance. And specifically, too many of us don't have life insurance outside of our employer. We need to have life insurance. Life insurance is actually one of the foundational building blocks as it relates to wealth. You need to get life insurance. And if you get a tax refund back, it is one of the best opportunities to go ahead and get life insurance. You can pay your life insurance up annually. You can take about $1,200, and that is actually talking about a good policy. Depending on your age and your health, you can take about $1,200, get you some permanent life insurance that is structured properly, that can build wealth for you. So please get life insurance. Okay. Start a business. And I'm about to roll through this quickly because I have been on here longer than I was intending to be on here. But like I said, it's been a while and I'm super excited about sharing with you today. Start a business. If you get a tax refund back, start a business. Remember what I said earlier. If you are a W-2 employee specifically, you need to have a business so that you can begin to write off different areas of your life, so you can live your life like a business, so that you can get your money back. There's too much taxes being taken from us. We are giving too much money away. And listen, what I am telling you is not anything shady. It is not anything that's underhanded or illegal. If you read the tax code, there are special things that are there that are in place for home based business owners. You need to own a home based business at a minimum. And there's so many of them that you can get involved in, from paparazzi to total life changes to my goodness, there's just so many of them. I can't even think of them. They're slipping my mind. Mary Kay. Just get a home-based business. Be a consultant. You don't even have to do an MLM. Those are just easy things that you can just purchase for like less than $100, and now you have a home-based business that you can work. But there's so many things that you can do. Be a consultant. If you're a hairstylist on the side, be a hair consultant, so that you can get those exemptions that come with having a home-based business. Even if you have another business, an LLC, I have an LLC. Some of you have S corps. Even if you have those types of business structures, you still need a home-based business. I will be talking more about that sometime in the future. You can go to my website, www. I believe it is Get Wealth or Get Educated with Lynn and John Tay. I'll make sure that I put it below. And you can get those resources where you can begin to learn to live your life like a business. A couple of other things that you can do. I'm moving expeditiously, as the preachers be saying, but they really don't be moving expeditiously. Do your research and buy some cryptocurrency or some stock. If you've done all the other things that I've said, you have a tax refund. It's the perfect opportunity to do some research and buy some cryptocurrency or some stock. Yes, there's risks that are associated with those things, but again, tax refund is extra money that you know weren't guaranteed anyway. Why not take the opportunity with that money to invest it in something that could yield you a great return in the future? Start saving money towards home ownership. Home ownership is another foundation to creating wealth, generational wealth. So we want you to start saving and looking at home ownership. Also, this is a phenomenal time for you to pull your credit report. Do you know that you should be looking at your credit report? I would say at a minimum 3 times a year. And the reason why I say at a minimum 3 times a year is because I understand that everybody does not want to pay the money for a credit monitoring service or program. And so 3 times a year, because there are 3 major credit bureaus, and you can get 1 free credit report from each of those bureaus annually. So right now, if you haven't already done so, go to Equifax, get your credit report, print it off, and look at your credit and make sure that everything is good. A few months from now, TransUnion, and so on. Make sure that you are looking at your credit report and making sure that everything is right on there. Your credit is important. Whole nother topic, but your credit is important. Your credit and having good credit opens up doors and gives you access that other individuals who don't have good credit cannot get to. All right, final topic for today is Social Security. This is very near and dear to my heart for a variety of personal reasons. There is a lot of discussion about Social Security, specifically whether or not Social Security is going to run out. I could say a whole lot about that and give you my thoughts about that as a wealth strategist, but this is what I want to share with you specifically. None of us should be dependent upon Social Security as our only source of retirement income. What I just said is tight, but it's right. I know that there is this sense of entitlement that, for those who've worked, that you've worked all these years and da 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 da, and the government owes you and blah 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 blah. Then there's for individuals who haven't worked, still that same entitlement. Here's the bottom line: Social Security was never intended to be your only source of retirement. The maximum amount of Social Security, which most people don't even get or qualify for, is around $30,000 annually. Who can live comfortably off of $30,000 annually? And you know what? Let's just cut this whole thing about, well, you should have your house paid off by then, and you shouldn't have any debt. Okay, you still have bills that you have to pay. Bills do not disappear at a certain age. You still got to pay electricity, water, you got to pay property taxes, all of these different things. You cannot do that and live comfortably off of $30,000. And again, that's like the max annually. Social Security was never intended to be your only source of retirement income. I was taking a class recently as part of my continuing education requirements that I have to take in order to be a person who works in the financial industry, a fiduciary. There's certain classes that I have to take. And one of them that I chose to take was about Social Security. And the statement that was in this course was this: Social Security was intended to be the bridge between poverty and basic needs. Social Security serves as like a basic benefit to keep you from being homeless and on the streets. It was never intended as a source of income for you to be able to thrive and to enjoy retirement. Was that your plan for retirement? That's a question that I want to ask you, to be stuck on Social Security only. Absolutely. If you paid into the system, get your check. I'm not telling you not to get your check, but make sure you got some other checks that are coming in. Make sure that you have some residual income that you have coming in. Listen, I can help you plan and create a strategy for the retirement of your dreams. If you would like more information, just inbox me. We can set up a consultation. Thank you so much. My wonderful husband's on here. That website for you to get your financial education is www.financialfreedomwithlynandjontay.com. Dr. Lynn Richardson is my personal financial and wealth coach. She is amazing, and she has a plethora of information on her website. Go to our link and get you something to get you on a path to financial freedom. I am closing. I don't think I done closed 3 or 4 times like the preachers do, but I am closing right now. And I am closing with this. My mission is to help 5,000 families get out of debt and on the path to financial freedom. Will you be one of the 5,000? Do you know somebody who needs to be a part of the 5,000? If so, I need you to drop your name or their name in the chat box along with an email address so we can break the bondage of debt and get on a path to prosperity. I am fully aware and understand confidentiality. So if you don't want to drop it in the chat box, inbox me or email me at jonte@jmichelle.com. I am also on a mission to make sure that everyone I know and everyone you know has life insurance. I am about to relaunch my Let's Get Covered campaign because it is time for us to put to an end GoFundMes for funerals. I need you all to help me with that. All right. Before we end today, I have a couple of asks. Please make sure that you share this video on your social media. It's not about me. It's about getting the message out. If something I said has resonated with you today, let's get an appointment scheduled. And finally, as the Apostle Paul said, finally, brethren, finally, you may not need what I have, or so you think. Nevertheless, you know somebody who does. Refer me to your family and friends. Thank you all so much for joining me for today on Money Monday. I will see you again next week right here at 9:15. You all have a blessed and prosperous day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.